Hi and welcome to our next Shine video. Today we're going to be looking at Jesus being crucified. Now, for those who don't know me, my name's Josh and I'm the children's pastor at St. Paul's in Barton. So we looked last week at Jesus on trial by the Jewish leaders. But back then, because the Romans were in control, the Jewish leaders weren't allowed to sentence someone to death. So what they did is they took Jesus to the Roman governor called Pontius Pilate, and they made up all these lies about him. They said that he was a traitor to the Roman Empire and that he did all these things wrong that weren't true, so they could have him killed. And Pontius Pilate sat there and he asked Jesus a load of questions, but Jesus sat there in complete silence and didn't answer him. But Pontius Pilate didn't believe that this man had done anything wrong. So what he did is, it was a tradition back then on Passover for the Romans to let one prisoner go. So he took him outside, and he took another man called Barabbas, who was a murderer who had done some really horrible things. And he shouted out to the crowd, "Which one of these people should I release?" And they all shouted for Barabbas to be released. And these were the people that only a few days earlier were celebrating Jesus coming into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. But they shouted for Barabbas to be released. And when Pontius Pilate asked them what he should do with Jesus Christ, they all shouted to crucify him, crucify him. But Pontius Pilate didn't want to do this. But the crowd kept cheering. They said, "Crucify him, crucify him." And eventually Pontius Pilate gave in and he sent Jesus off. And the guards put him in robes and made him look like a king. And they beat him and whipped him and hurt him. And then they made a crown of thorns and put it on his head. It must have really hurt. But they just kept beating him. And when they were done, they started mocking him for claiming that he was the Son of God. And after that, they ripped off the robes and put him back in his own clothes. And they took him off and they made him carry his own cross, which was incredibly heavy, all the way up to a mount called Golgotha, where they nailed him to that cross. And they put him up for all of Jerusalem to see. And after some time, Jesus said these words. He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing." And then the clouds went dark and Jesus died. Now, it's really sad what happened, but it's so important for us that Jesus died. He died because he loved us. And he died for you and me and everyone in this world, so we could know the Father. So, this is not the end of the story though. There's more to come. So join us next week for our final episode on our Easter journey. And we'll see you soon.